Hello, I'm Kylie Whitaker, and today we're going to look at a new tool from the Kentucky Center for Statistics, or KYSTATS, as they're better known. It's called the Career Explorer tool. So I'm going to bring that up for you real fast. The way to get to this tool is to go to KYSTATS, KYSTATS.ky.gov/Career Explorer, all one word. You can see that highlighted on the screen here at the top. So before I go into this tool, I want to talk about why this was built and what to use this for. This was really designed to help both adults and kids learn more about themselves in terms of jobs that their skills, abilities, and interests qualify or connect them with. So the reason why we really wanted this at the Department of Education was because we really wanted a system that connected students to jobs that existed here in Kentucky, and the data that's in this system to be specifically Kentucky data. So there's lots of systems out there right now that do similar things to this. There used to be one in the old ILP when it was one state system that allowed you to do this, but that wasn't really Kentucky data, and it wasn't Kentucky programmed, and it wasn't really about Kentucky students. It was all national stuff. So we developed this one specifically for Kentucky. And I will say that KYSTATS has been taking feedback on this, and they are already working on improvements for this. And by the time that the Make Every Credit Count sessions begin, they will have already made one of those improvements that we asked for. You won't see it in this video today, but they're going to regionalize the system so that not only can you get Kentucky data, but you can get data specifically for your region of the state as applied to these jobs. So the other real big thing I want to talk about really fast is how I would go about using this. If you choose to use this system, it really needs to be teacher-led, especially if you're talking about using this at the middle school level. So this could be one activity during the course of one class, one period, but it needs to be teacher-led. And before I even went to this, I would have already had the students learning some things about jobs, whether that's in a standalone class or through other classes, having them research statistics through math or science or somewhere else. But I really would have had them looking at jobs before I had them go into this system, because a lot of the jobs that are in this system aren't going to make a lot of sense to students who have never heard about all the different careers that are out there. So I would at least try to set some groundwork with them prior to using this system, and then I would do this through a teacher-led class or period. So the first thing you need to know is that there are 4 different ways to use the system. They're right here on the screen for you. One can be to go look up, I want to make a certain salary when I get out of school, and you can see what jobs fall in that salary. If the student already knows like what major or certification they're looking to earn, they can just go directly to that and see what jobs that connects them with. Or if they just want to look up specific occupations, they can go to this one. The one we're going to do, the one that the system was meant for, was the expected knowledge, skills, and abilities. So we're going to click on that. It's going to take us to this screen. It's going to allow me to then rate myself on all of these different things. So what administration and management do I rate myself at? And you can get some more information on that by clicking on the information icon, and it'll tell you more about that one. So I'm going to go through and rate myself on each of these. I'm not going to take the time to necessarily look up each one of these. By the way, if you want to put in specific numbers or items, you can just type that in. So I can just type in the exact number I want for each one of these. You can drag all throughout here to get to the right score that you want. but it's just as easy to click in here and rate yourself on these. Once I've rated myself on all of these, I can then click on take me to my skills profile, and it's going to connect me to different jobs based on my match rate. So because I went through and selected a bunch of random stuff, the first one that popped up was cargo and freight agents. You can see the match rate over here. So I didn't really match great to any particular thing. 69 is not a really high score here, but anyways, here's the different jobs. As you can see down here, it'll take me through all the other jobs as well, even the ones I didn't match really well to. It's going to give you the wages, that's median wages there, the education level that's typically required. That's important to note. Not every one of these jobs are always based on the exact education. So some managers might come in with less than a bachelor's degree, work their way through the system, and eventually become a manager without a bachelor's degree. You have the 5-year projected demand. This is Kentucky data, like I said, and we are regionalizing this one right here. You can sort based on the different items here by clicking on each one of these, and you can learn more about them by going to all of these. So I'm going to click on Natural Sciences Manager. It was my 4th. It's a really high median salary. That sounds great to me. I do have a bachelor's degree, so that's wonderful. And the 5-year projected demand is 119 for the state. So that's really important. So 119 divided by 5 is how many yearly that are going to be available for this particular job. By the way, I'm going to take just a moment to pause right here. Let's say that geological and petroleum technician was my #1 job that came up for me. It's important to talk to students about the fact that there's only 13 projected jobs over the next 5 years for this. Yeah, the median salary is almost $70,000. Yeah, you only need an associate's degree for that, but there's only 13 of these. So it's really important to mention that to a student, that if this is what you have your heart set on, there's only 13 projected over the next 5 years. So you're going to have to work really, really, really hard to get this job, and you've got to be the best of the best in order to get that. So it's just really important to mention to students the likelihood of getting some of these jobs with really low numbers. So I'm going to learn more about this Natural Sciences Manager. So I'm going to click here. For each of the jobs, except for the really broad ones, there's a little video to tell you more about the job, so we can watch a little bit of that. All right, well, so all these videos are really short. You can go through those. For each of the knowledge, skills, and abilities that are really important for this job, it's going to show you where you fit in that. So you really need to be good with computers and electronics. So this green bar shows you where you need to be. I did not quite get to that bar. That's why my match rate wasn't the greatest. But I've always been asked by some of these other systems, why did I end up with the job that I have listed here as in my top 10? It doesn't make sense to me. So can you show me why I got the job I did? And that's the reason we designed this, was to show students, based on the skills and abilities that you put in and what's required. That's why this one showed up for you. So since I didn't have a very good match rate for any of mine, the match rate wasn't really high, but I do have really good customer and personal service skills, and my time management was where it needed to be, and I was almost there for a couple other of these. You can go down here even further, and it's going to tell you median wages, all the way to experience wages, all the way to really experienced wages. So, or median to experience, my apologies. So entry, median, and experienced wages. So this is basically what you can expect to make if you were in this job throughout the lifespan of this job. It's really important that we note the entry level and the median level for students. A lot of students think that they're always going to come in making this experienced wage up here at 157,000, but that's just not reality, and we all know it. So we've got to tell them about the entry, median, and experienced. But there's other information on here in jobs that are similar in nature and what the entry, median, and experience wages are for those as well. It's going to tell me schools that have degree programs that I can go into to get this job. So it'll have each of the schools listed here, the academic area, and the major for this job. And like I said, it's got some similar occupations with statistics about that down here. So that was a really quick demonstration of this system. You can get in and play with this anytime you want. This is public. This can be used by any school that wants to. If you have any questions about this, you can reach out to myself, Kylie Whitaker, or Scott Uselis. Thank you very much.